Okay, let's bring you up to speed this afternoon on other stories that we're working on.
Actresses Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman appeared in court today on charges that accuse them of taking part in the college bribery scandal. Dozens of others have also been charged in the scheme in which parents allegedly paid an admissions consultant to bribe coaches and rig test scores to get their kids into top universities.
A Department of Public Safety trooper was involved in a shooting earlier this morning. DPS confirming no one was injured, but several shots were fired at a vehicle. It happened at 43rd Avenue in Maryland.
An update to yesterday's fatal accident near the Metro Center Mall. Phoenix police identified the victim as Thor Wilson. They say he was riding his motorcycle north on 28th and collided with an SUV that was turning left from Saguaro. He later died at a nearby hospital.
The House Judiciary Committee approved subpoenas today for Special Counsel Robert Mueller's full Russia report. The committee voted 24-17 to give Chairman Jerry Nadler permission to issue subpoenas to the Department of Justice.
Family and friends gathered to say goodbye to a South Carolina student who was killed by who she thought was her Uber driver. Samantha Josephson was just 24 years old when she was killed last week. The University of South Carolina, that student was killed when she got into a vehicle whom she believed belonged to her Uber driver.
A driver nearly killed on the I-10 yesterday when a concrete spike went right through his windshield. Unbelievable story. Michael Kramer was struck when the 36-inch spike plunged right into his forearm, and Kramer says he has no idea where the stake came from. He pulled over, called 911 very calmly. First responders rushed him to the hospital where they actually pulled out that spike. After surviving this ordeal, Kramer calls himself the luckiest person on the planet.
5 men were arrested for selling drugs on Instagram. Investigators say the men were operating under the account name The Real Just Grindin'. They're accused of advertising marijuana, vape cartridges, cough syrup, and other narcotics.
And Justin Harwood, he's the man accused of secretly taping multiple ex-girlfriends without consent. He appeared in court today. The incident allegedly taking place in December of 2018. Harwood's ex-girlfriend told police she found videos he had recorded of her and her roommates while they showered or even used the bathroom.
Former Arizona Senate President Steve Pearce was sworn into the State House today. He's filling the seat left vacant by former Representative David Stringer, who resigned last week amid scrutiny of 1983 sex crimes charges. The Yavapai County Board of Supervisors voted 4-1 in favor of Pearce's appointment.
And the Phoenix City Council has voted to raise the minimum wage for full-time City of Phoenix employees to $15 an hour. City's new pay rate will go into effect next month.